Centralia Panthers Coaches Corner, a service of First Heritage Bank, Blue Valley Technologies, and Wanklin Oil.
This new year, you deserve better. Better internet, better speeds, and better service from a company that gives back to your community. Sign up for Blue Valley Technologies Fiber Internet and get 3 months free. Already a customer? Try a faster speed for 3 months at no extra cost. For more details, visit us at bluevalley.net or call 877-876-1228. Happy New Year.
Wanklin Oil is proud to serve the community with propane, gas, and diesel fuel right to your home or farm. Family owned and operated, they'll deliver your fuel with an old-fashioned personal touch. Their dependable quality service at the lowest price available makes them a leader in the field. In addition to propane and diesel, they also offer tank repair, sales, and service. For your fuel and heating needs, Wanklin Oil is just a call away. 800-794-2019. They have the energy since 1926.
Everyone has something that they do best. Banks are no exception. Ours is investing back into the local communities that we serve. We make loans to local families and businesses. These loans generate the dollars which empower our local community. Invest in our community by banking with us. We're an equal housing lender. First Heritage Bank in Centralia, Corning, Seneca, and Vermilion. Member FDIC. Online at 1hbank.com.
Welcome into the Centralia Panthers Coaches Corner program, joined today with girls basketball head coach Dusty Thompson. Coach, I want to chat just a little bit about the TVL tournament. A couple weeks ago, you guys obviously came away with the championship, and we were talking a little bit off air. Thought you played pretty well, but what did this team learn about kind of that tournament setting that you're going to take hopefully in the sub-state here the back half of this month?
For starters, switching that schedule around, playing Thursday and Friday, and not really being ready for it, kind of gave us a look at what sub-state and the state tournament looks like when you don't have time to prepare for somebody and you're just kind of winging it. But, I thought we found that championship game against Lynn, that we've got some work to do as far as somebody putting pressure on us. I heard somebody say that good teams that press a lot don't like it when people press them back, and I thought Lynn did a great job of showing us that the other night. So we went back to work on people being in our face and doing some things with the basketball and stuff. But overall, I thought the girls played well. Even when we didn't shoot the ball well the last 2 nights defensively, they found a way to step it up.
And I know something we talked about a couple weeks ago was Tava getting back healthy. And I always feel, I guess, it takes the team a little while to get back in that continuity when someone new steps in. Are they starting to kind of figure that out now with her being back the last couple games?
Oh, yeah, I think they are. They're starting to, for us it was more of understanding who's taking shots and from where, and with Tava or without Tava, just feeling out each other. It's been a learning curve for all of them, without Eula, Owen, and Tatum and stuff. It's a change in what they do. But, yeah, they're starting to put some things together and realize what each other is capable of and what their strengths are.
Well, and then as you look at last week's game, obviously the big one versus Hanover, and we were chatting, a little bit off air about that contest. You guys didn't play well, but you came out with a victory. From the learning standpoint, how important, though, was that game to have a little bit of a challenge, I guess, here coming out of the tournament?
Oh, we needed it. I thought they played about as well as they've played so far this year in that league tournament, and I told them, and I think I told you that, we got to see Hanover have an off night, and I think the girls kind of thought that things might be a little easier than what they were, that Hanover got beat by Blue Valley, and we beat Blue Valley, and, getting high school kids to understand that an off night's an off night, and it doesn't represent who a team is. I think we found out a lot about that Friday night.
And, we'll get in a chance to see you there at the tournament. I feel like your defense this year is pretty exceptional. We'll talk about pressure and the guards and the turnovers that you guys can force. Not saying you'll rely on that, but from that aspect of the floor, how important is that to have that defensive pressure that gets you maybe some easier looks, I guess, on the offensive end?
Oh, we need it. I think our girls settle in better when we get some pressure on early and get a couple of easy shots. And, Friday night against Hanover, we didn't really get some open looks there early on, and we struggled to shoot the basketball. And you can tell the girls I feel like their motor just picks up and goes a little faster when we can get some pressure early.
And as you look at the rest of this season, we mentioned it in the opening, Sub-State's going to be here at the end of this month. Where else do you want this team to take a step at to be successful?
I think with this group, it's probably understanding, being able to take things from the bench and, maybe practice the day before and being able to jump right into a game and do those things. We still struggle sometimes with maybe drawing something up on the bench or in the day before in practice and stuff, and being able to put it on the floor and go right into it without having to settle in a little bit and, do some things first and then or take a time out to figure that out. So we just need to have a better understanding of what we're capable of doing at times, I think.
And you've got an opportunity this week. You just faced Donovan West on Tuesday and then an opportunity for some practice. So how do you want to handle, this week before you get into the back half of February and, start to have more consistent games, I guess?
Oh, we'll practice for D-West, worry about them and not worry about what the score was in the league tournament, because Perry's a great coach and he'll get them something figured out and they'll throw a kink in something we're doing. So, like you said, I think it's just back to looking at one game at a time and seeing what we can do, to people where their strengths are. But more importantly, like you said, what makes us go and gives us the best opportunity to win.
And you were talking about D West, and last one here for you, Dusty, before I let you go, but talk about them a little bit. They're another strong team, well coached, as they have been under Coach Smith over there. So what, kind of challenges will they present to your team? And then, how do you make sure that your team plays up to your capability as well?
Oh, I think for us it'll start at the defensive end. I thought we did a good job of, in the tournament game, of forcing them to take some bad shots or some rush shots, and they never really got into a rhythm. So, if we can get them off balance to start with early again and get a couple of easy looks and stuff, I think it makes it a whole lot easier for us.
I think you said something, too, about the Hanover game. Don't put too much emphasis on what happened in the past and be sure and focus what's going to happen right here in the present. Again, talking with Dusty Thompson, head coach of the Centralia girls basketball team. Dusty, I appreciate your time this week. Best of luck against Donovan West, and we'll chat here in a couple weeks before Sub-State starts.
Sounds good, Max. Thank you.
Centralia Panthers Coaches Corner, a service of First Heritage Bank, Blue Valley Technologies, and Wanklin Oil.